Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait.
What's going on, move makers? If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Moriah and I'm a flight attendant for a major airline. You guys, oh my gosh, I'm currently in line at Chick-fil-A because I had to get me some food, you guys. It's been a mess. As you guys can tell by this title, we are flying during this crazy outage. This is my first time experiencing this and it's already been such a mess. Now, usually I be vlogging right when I'm at the parking lot, but because it's so much going on, you guys, I just have to go ahead and give you some snippets now. Okay, y'all, so Chick-fil-A is moving really fast, so I might have to give you all the information once I get to the parking lot. But as you guys know, this outage has affected everything from the Georgia Aquarium to Chase Bank to us to I think even the other airlines. It's just been a mess. It's just been so crazy. There's been over 700 flights canceled just today alone. They've been offering incentive pay or IPY for today and tomorrow. But you guys, as you guys know, I usually stack my trips. So I am going to be working this whole weekend and I'm not picking up anything else because everything is just so up in the air. To be honest, I'm actually really scared about my trip because they can just change it on instant. We already experienced that. I'm just hoping everything goes accordingly to plan. But I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I am nervous. I've definitely packed my bag for extra days just in case, because flight attendants are stuck at hotels, stuck at their layovers. It's so bad that we can't even non-rev or list ourselves on standby for flights. So I really feel bad, honestly, for the commuters, because people who are based out of Atlanta but live in Texas or something, they can't even list themselves on standby to go home. But all right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my salad real quick and then we can go ahead and discuss everything once I get to the parking lot. All right, move makers, so we have made it to the parking lot. We are good, pretty much on time. We have about 45 minutes before we have to sign in, so I think that's pretty good. Our food is secured, so I am so hungry. But I just decided to just get things going because the way things are now, I don't know. And I just want to at least be sure we're here at a reasonable time. So literally from 5 a.m. I'm in this group chat with a whole bunch of other flight attendants, and it's just been going off all the time because everybody's just been talking about how they're either stuck, they don't know what to do, they can't get in touch with anybody. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I did not expect this at all, but outages does happen. I don't know what causes that, but this is pretty big. Now, hopefully everything goes to plan. We are supposed to be doing an all-nighter tonight, tomorrow night, and the next night. So we are going from Atlanta to San Francisco and then back to Atlanta, and that is all. I'm with a super senior crew, but I hope they're cool. Most of the time they are. I have a new book that I'm reading, and honestly, it's great. It keeps me entertained. I will drop it down below for you guys because so far, pretty good. I'm trying to think about any other updates, but for right now, I think that's about it. I mean, for me, it really blows my mind that we can't list ourselves for standby. And I think that really shows how bad the situation is because I've never seen that before. But hopefully things turn around and we will be positive through this. We're going to stay hydrated through this and we're going to get through this. But okay, let's go ahead, grab our stuff and get to this airport. Hey, move makers, we have made it onto the plane, guys. I was like, as soon as I saw it was here, it was cleaned, I was like, let me go down. It's just so packed, and I'm glad though I did come down here early. That way I can enjoy my food, and then I'm not in a rush and people are not coughing and sneezing around me because that's really happening. But for right now, I'm just waiting on my crew. I'm the first crew member to come down here. So as soon as the crew gets on, we're gonna really start boarding. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat real quick and then we can get on our way to San Francisco. Alrighty, you guys, update number one. I just finished my salad. It was amazing. I noticed when I was here, I'm like, okay, we're getting close to boarding. The other flight attendants still haven't showed up. And also our pilots didn't show up. So I was just like, okay, maybe they're just grabbing something to eat real quick. Baby, my flight leader just messaged our flight family where we can see everybody from tower, gate agents and everything. And she says that the pilots don't land until 8:20. And I was like, what? And so now I'm just sitting on the plane, not really sure what's going on. We definitely just got delayed until 8:20. So I'm honestly kind of concerned because when pilots come in, especially being delayed like that, and then you want to go fly across country, most of the time they're like, hey, I'm not doing this, I'm going home. So I'm just like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Hey, I'll keep you guys updated. All right, y'all, update number 2. We have been delayed another hour. So now we're pushing a 14-hour duty day, in which is not ideal, especially for an all-nighter. So the options are that when we get to San Francisco, we can option off and lay over, and basically they can do whatever they want us to do tomorrow. Or if they delay us again to where we are going over 15 hours and 1 minute, we have the option to option off again and not work the flight, still get paid for it and everything like that. It's also starting to rain a little bit. I don't know if you guys can tell, but definitely some dark clouds. It's just, a mess. Now, if we do get delayed again and it's 15 hours and 1 minute, which will be our duty day, I will option off because that is insane. I don't want to be stuck in San Francisco. That's extremely too far away to be stuck. So we will see. I will keep you guys updated, and hopefully update number 3 will be something good. What's going on, move makers? Oh my gosh, I just ran through the rain because it is just pouring down on top of all the chaos that's happening. So we kept getting delayed, and eventually they did end up canceling our flight. It was just so chaotic in the lounge because a lot of flights were getting canceled. People didn't know what to do. People were also trying to get released, but then we couldn't get released. It's taking hours to reach crew scheduling or crew assist, crew accommodations, anything crew. It's taking hours. Luckily, some way, somehow, me and my crew member, it finally updated for us in our system. We had 2 options to either do priority pickup, which means you can choose a trip and you have priority over majority people to get that trip, or you can go on availability, in which that pay protects you for the current trip that you already did, and you're just available for a window of time, and if anything becomes available, you could be chosen for that. Now, I've never done any of this before, so I don't know how that's gonna work. I do still have that other all-nighter for tomorrow on my schedule because I am legal for that. They are canceling flights for tomorrow as well. Honestly, I just feel so bad for everybody because when we got off the aircraft, people are literally just laying on the floor. They're just laying wherever they can. There's no seating because everybody's around. People are trying to grab food. It's just, I can't believe how crazy this is. But I really hope they get a grasp on this system tomorrow and it gets a little bit better. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I think tomorrow's gonna be even worse. I'm gonna go ahead, go home, take a shower, and get some sleep. And hopefully we just get a restart for tomorrow. I'm gonna keep you guys posted with all the updates. But for right now, let's go ahead and enjoy home. What's going on, move makers? Today is day 2 of our combining of 3 trips. Y'all, yesterday was a mess. We didn't even fly. Today, I'm honestly a bit concerned as well. Today, I'm just as concerned because we've already got a couple messages that our flight was going to be delayed a few minutes. And so far, it's just been a few minutes, maybe 20 minutes. So nothing too crazy. But I noticed that our captain is in Tampa and his flight is delayed. And I'm not sure if he's going to make it to Atlanta. I don't know. Then our flight leader, she lives in Dallas and she's trying to commute here. And she's trying to fly with American Airlines. She's trying to fly somewhere. She's just trying to get on any flight to get to Atlanta. And I haven't got an update about that, so I don't know if she made it or not. And then on top of that, weather is on the way. Now, some of my friends have flown today and others are still stuck in Phoenix, Cleveland, just everywhere. And that's honestly my main concern, is just getting stuck. I do not want to get stuck. There's only one flight to Reno, in which that is the flight that we'll be doing today, is Atlanta to Reno and then Reno back to Atlanta. It's an all-nighter, so I'm just concerned because if we were to get stuck in Reno, we will have to wait till tomorrow. And I think they only have one flight tomorrow as well. So it's just like, it's so risky. But we're going to be positive, throw out good energy, okay? And we're just gonna see how everything goes. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not really looking forward to this all-nighter because I usually take my naps beforehand, but I did not take a nap this time because honestly I'm just like on edge. Like every time my phone rings, dings, I'm just like, what is going on? Because everything is just so up in the air, literally. So we have our liquid IV energizer, of course we have coffee, and we're just gonna use that and make it through. But for right now, let's go ahead and get to this airport. Y'all, everything happened so fast. Honestly, I did not expect to be sitting here right now. We are back in the car. It's currently 9:00 p.m. and our flight was canceled. Now, honestly, I don't want to blame the flight leader for not being able to come here because, I mean, it's chaos. So I completely understand for her not being able to get here. But honestly, I feel like that might have been one of the biggest reasons why we canceled, because we need a fresh flight attendant who can do at least 11 hours of flying. A lot of these flight attendants are sitting in the lounge, but they've been on duty for many hours. So if they were to do this type of turn and doing an all-nighter, that's gonna be way too long. They're gonna be going way over their duty day, and that just really wouldn't work during an all-nighter. So I don't know if that's specifically why we canceled, because we couldn't find a flight attendant that fit those parameters, where it's like we need a fresh flight attendant, one who hasn't already been on duty. But yeah, they wrapped it up. Like they delayed it for additional 2 hours. After that delay, they just went ahead and canceled. And honestly, I really do feel bad for the passengers. You can see the devastation on their face. Like, you know, they're just trying to get to where they need to go. And I feel bad because I was fully prepared to do this trip. I'm like, okay, like, it's fine. Let's go ahead and do it. I wasn't hoping no cancellation or anything. I mean, I was just hoping that I wouldn't get stuck anywhere. But truly, like, the passengers, they're going through it. Unfortunately, there's not much that we can do. So tomorrow we have another all-nighter, and we're just going to try again for day 3 and see how it goes. Maybe things will get better tomorrow. I don't know, you guys. It's just like everything is just so bad. Like we were even talking to one of the head rampers, and they're like, you guys, we have over 10,000 bags stuck at the airport because none of the planes are leaving, and so they're just stuck here and they don't know what to do with the bags because they're running out of space to put the bags. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I didn't even think about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking about getting the passengers where they need to go. I'm not even thinking about other parts of the operation. But they have to get a wrap on this. It has to get better. So we are going to go home, take a shower, relax, enjoy the rest of our night. And then tomorrow, we're back at it again. And whatever happens, happens. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 3. What's going on, move makers? Welcome to day 3 of our combination of 3-day trips. You guys already know what happened to our first and our second day. Unfortunately, those were cancellations and it was a mess. Today, I'm also concerned. To be completely honest, I'm very concerned because we had 2 major issues that were flagged. So first things first, we are doing an all-nighter, which is Atlanta to San Francisco back to Atlanta. My first concern was the fact that we were switching planes when we get to San Francisco, and our plane that we're going to be going on to go back to Atlanta comes from Detroit. So I was making sure that the flight from Detroit to San Francisco actually made it, because if they canceled, then that means when we got to San Francisco, we wouldn't have a plane. So that was my main concern. Luckily, I just checked 5 minutes ago. They are boarding, they're on their way. So I will feel even more comfort once I see that the flight is in flight. Now, my second concern is that we do not have a captain on this flight. We have a first officer and we have another first officer that is deadheading. So one is working the flight and the other one's deadheading, in which we can't have two first officers on a flight, especially if one is not even supposed to be working it. We're supposed to have a captain, and we don't have one. I honestly don't know if we're going to be able to find one as well, because technically this would at least be a 2-day trip for a captain, because pilots don't fly there and come back like how we do all the time. They fly there, they rest for like 20 something hours, and then they take the red eye back to whatever base. So I'm a little concerned about that for sure, because whatever captain, if we find one, has to at least do 2 days. And I don't know if they're going to want to do 2 days in all this chaos. So we're going to stay positive. We're going to get in there and just see what's going on. I'm going to be over communicating with the tower and with my gate agent, because I am flight leader on this flight, and I just want to be sure that everybody is on the same page and there's no confusion, and hopefully everything works out. But for right now, let's go ahead and get ready to this airport. What's going on, move makers? So I realized when I was editing this video, I did not update you guys on that trip, and that is because when I signed in, it was like 30 minutes later and the flight had canceled again. And honestly, I was super shocked, because usually it's been delay, then cancel, but it just like canceled right away. So I was just like, okay, like I just went back on availability, and then I got my things and went back home. I'm not quite sure exactly why it canceled, but it was fairly quick. So I really felt bad, because I haven't really flown anything at all. So I decided to do something that I said I wasn't going to do earlier in this video, but it's coming up right after this. What's going on, you guys? It's your girl Moriah Love, and I just wanted to hop in for a quick second because I had to thank our sponsor today, Irresistible Me. You guys, at this point, I'm absolutely obsessed with Irresistible Me. I'm wearing my wig that I was just wearing not too long ago, and I am still in love. They have so many amazing wigs, and this one has to be my top favorite. All of their wigs come in this amazing recyclable packaging. It's so easy to open up. All you have to do is just break the seal, pop it open, and your wig is ready to go. Irresistible Me also has a list of amazing benefits about these wigs, but my all-time favorite is the zero stress transformation, because literally after cutting the lace, laying your edges, you slip it on and you're good to go. And I always just feel so secure in them. I never have to worry about my wig slipping off or just looking crazy. And you can also feel the same way. Use my code I'm_Moriah to get 10% off of your purchase. And yes, you heard me, that's right, 10% off of your purchase. So go ahead, click the link down in the description and get you a nice wig. I want to thank Irresistible Me for sponsoring this video. It means so much to me, and I'm absolutely in love with your products. And also, I want to thank all of you for watching this video, because if it wasn't for you, none of this would be possible. Thank you guys so much again, and don't forget to check out that code. It's I'm_Moriah. The link is in the description. Let's go ahead and get back into the video. What's going on, move makers? You're probably like, wait, this is a new day. And yes, you're correct. So this is now day 4, I believe. And I ended up picking up a trip this morning. I didn't think I was gonna get it. I just saw it on the board and I was like, this is a great trip. They're doing double IPY. So it's our regular base pay, then it's our incentive pay, and then another incentive pay on top of that. So it is insane amount of money. So I thought, well, let me just try my luck. Let me at least try to help the operation and see what's going on and pick up another all-nighter. Now, again, I did not think I was going to get it, because it is a flight leader position on an all-nighter, and those are pretty senior, but luckily I was able to secure it. So tonight, hopefully, we should be doing Atlanta to San Diego back to Atlanta. Unfortunately, since I've gotten the trip to this point of recording, You guys, we've been delayed 4 times. So now we are at a 2-hour delay. Our pilots are supposed to be coming from Detroit, which they are delayed. And we also don't have pilots coming back from San Diego to Atlanta. So definitely a mess. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to lie. I really do think this flight is going to cancel, which I really do feel bad. And it's just insane because it's just like there's no solution. I feel like we keep going in the same cycle. Like, we have the flight, we delay, cancel. Then it's like the same thing. And I'm like, how are we actually fixing the operation? I don't know. It's definitely going to take some more time than just this weekend. To be honest, I really think it's going to take a couple weeks, but we shall see. I know me and some other flight attendants were talking that I think it would be honestly beneficial if we did a hard reset and basically had all the flight attendants get to where they need to be at their base, and then let's start over from there, because all these flight attendants, pilots are displaced. We have flight attendants who've been stranded for 2 or 3 days. We have people paying out of pocket for hotel rooms because they can't get in touch with accommodations. I have a friend of mine who actually was supposed to only do a turn like how we're doing today, and it turned out to be a 6-day trip. It's just like everything that you think can go wrong has. But of course, we're going to stay positive throughout this whole experience. I have a friend that actually picked up this trip with me. So at least if we're going to be in some mess, we're going to be in some mess together. So let's go ahead, grab all our stuff and get ready for this airport. All right, you guys, it is the next morning. I literally could not film when I got here because it was a mix of emotions. It was exhaustion. It was everything and then some. So let's go ahead and just break down everything from yesterday and talk about what is going on. So, all right, guys, let's get back to the beginning. So we ended up doing that red eye, and they kept pushing the time back and pushing the time back. As you guys know, our max duty day to where we could decide to option off is 15 hours and 1 minute. We were literally at 14 hours and 30 minutes. I felt that yesterday was honestly very strategic because we were hugging that cusp of optioning off, but of course, we couldn't at that time. At this point, I see the faces of our passengers and I can see the desperation of them wanting to get home. I want them to get home. And I see them clapping for our pilots when they arrive. Like, it's just such a whirlwind of emotions because people have told me they've missed funerals. They are trying to go to work, or, you know, they're just simply trying to get back home or get as close to home as possible and then travel to whatever city is close to San Diego. So in that moment, I was just like, okay, let's just do what we have to do. We're flight attendants. No matter what happens on the back end, let's get these people home. So we started boarding, and one of my flight attendants, she of course is very senior, which is cool. That's fine. But I could tell that she was trying to like almost take over as flight leader, which at this point, I don't care. I mean, you're helping my job, covering some of my duties. So if you want to come in my galley, I don't care. Like, girl, it is what it is. We're a team. We're trying to get this done. So we're all working together very well. Passengers are super grateful that we're there. And they were giving us candy and just thanking us for being there. And I was just thanking them for their patience, making sure that they were okay, if they needed extra waters, just whatever I could do, because I mean, we were delayed in total 5 hours. We were supposed to leave at 5:40 p.m. We didn't leave until 11, almost midnight. It was insane. So we finished up boarding, and everybody, you can just tell like just a little bit of relief on their face and my pilots had came in. You can tell they're exhausted, so I made sure to take care of them, whatever food, drinks, anything that they wanted. And after that, it was takeoff. We were in the air. Flight time was 4 hours and 4 minutes. It was a little turbulent actually in the beginning. I don't know what weather was around, but we were trying to get through it. And just going back to my crew, I think that there was just like a lapse of urgency with turbulence, because the pilots communicated that we were hitting rough air, like let's just wrap up service, we'll come back as soon as we can. I mean, obviously we have so much time, we are going to be able to finish service at some point, just not right now. So I was communicating that with one of my flight attendants. She thought it was okay still to be serving, and I was just like, no, like you have to like go sit down, like this is for your safety, like people get hurt all the time from turbulence. And she was just like, no, like I do this all the time. It was just, you know, some extraness, but luckily nobody got hurt, nothing like that. We finished service. Everybody again was super nice, and as soon as we were about to get ready to land, we were about 30 minutes out before landing, we get a notification that they canceled our flight going back to Atlanta. And I figured they would cancel it because we never had pilots to begin with. So I know some of you guys might ask, like, well, y'all had pilots going to San Diego, like can they take you back? Unfortunately, they cannot. Pilots have a shorter duty day, so whatever flights they're doing before they did our flight to San Diego, their duty day is almost maxed out. So they have to go, they have to rest for about 22 hours, and they do the red eye back the following day. Now with us, we can push through. We have 15-hour duty days, so we can fly there and go back. So in our situation, when we got to San Diego, we never had pilots that were already in San Diego to take us back. So that was the issue. And I knew that up front, even leaving Atlanta, that we were going to get stuck in San Diego because we didn't have anything there, because we didn't have the proper crew to take us back. And it is what it is. Again, like I feel like it was just very strategic, because that was the first red flag that I seen about this trip when I got it, was that there was no pilots. So scheduling somebody, whoever knew about this situation, over 12 plus hours that we didn't have pilots, and you still sent your crew out there, and we got stranded and we had to figure it out. But anyway, I'm so grateful for the people I did end up getting stranded with, because it worked out so smoothly. Everybody was so kind. My first officer, actually, when we did land in San Diego, already called the hotel that they were staying at and ensured that they still had rooms, so that we can all go in the transportation together and then get rooms there. So I was just like, wow, like thank you so much. Like you didn't have to do that, like to check up on us and make sure that we were good, because y'all were good, y'all could go anytime, but to make sure that we were good too, like really like touched me and made me feel like we had the support that we needed. So we got to the hotel, and of course we're gonna let the pilots do their thing first, because they are already settled, and we were just gonna figure out our stuff when we got there. And out of nowhere, our captain decided, you guys, don't worry about it, I'm gonna put it on my card, I'm paying for all of y'all's hotels, and I'm just gonna make sure y'all get a room tonight. And I was so shocked. I didn't even know what to do besides just saying thank you a whole bunch of times, but I was just like, wait, what? Now luckily, I will add that they do get reimbursed. We also get reimbursed as well. For some reason, it could take up a longer time for us to get reimbursed. Pilots, they get reimbursed ASAP. So I'm super grateful that he even offered that, because I mean, I had no problem. I was just like, okay, I would just put my card down, whatever, I'll get my money in how many months, I don't know. But for him to just step up out of nowhere and do that for us, like beyond grateful, and I did not expect that whatsoever. So after that great gesture, of course, we're now in the room trying to get settled. Me and some of the crew members go for a little nightcap, and we're just, you know, talking about everything that had happened with us today. And then we get notifications, phone calls from crew scheduling about getting deadheaded today. So that is the plan, hopefully, for today, that we deadhead from San Diego back to Atlanta. Our report time, I believe, is at 12:45, and then our flight is at 1:45. I've been looking at the flights so far. The very first flight of the day left. They are currently in flight back to Atlanta. And the ones after that are delayed. So I'm just hoping that we can still get on no matter how much the delay is. I mean, we took a 6-hour delay yesterday and still went. So I'm hoping that we can also not have that long delay, but still be able to go. You know what I'm saying? So you guys, it's definitely been a experience. I mean, I think about like, okay, if I didn't pick up, I wouldn't be here. But then at the same time, I'm grateful for this experience because in all the years that many flight attendants have flown, like 40 plus years, they've never seen double IPY. They've never seen it this bad. And honestly, I agree with most of my colleagues. Like, this is an embarrassment. Like, we are embarrassed that our company is looking like how it is, how we can't get people where they need to go. I know there might be certain situations that, people might be unkind to each other. So it's not a good feeling. As you guys know, we pride ourselves with being a top carrier, and it's just, we are dropping the ball, honestly. And it's embarrassing. So we're hoping that we just get it all together. We're just hoping that we can keep the passengers that have been so loyal to us, because they pay our checks, But all right, guys, I know that was a lot, and I appreciate you just staying in with me. I don't know if you guys made it this far. Like, just thank you so much. We are about to hopefully get some breakfast, and then after breakfast get dressed, and then get to this airport and see what happens from there. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate anybody who's been flying with my company. Like, thank you so much. If you have experienced this whole situation, like, on my side, I apologize, because I just feel bad. Like, it shouldn't have gotten this bad, and it's really, really bad. So I just appreciate everybody that has been watching and everything. So we're gonna go ahead and get some breakfast, and I will keep you guys posted, because who knows what else can happen. What's going on, move makers? We have finally made it back home, and of course I did not deadhead. I had to work the flight from San Diego back to Atlanta, and actually I was with a whole different crew. So originally my crew was all Atlanta based, but I got pulled to work an earlier flight. It was like the flight an hour before the original flight I was supposed to deadhead on. So I was working an earlier flight with like a Detroit crew, and I was like, okay, like if I get home a little earlier, if I have to work it, it doesn't matter. As long as I get back, that is my main concern. They were absolutely lovely. I had such a great time with them. I honestly really love Detroit crews. Like, I feel like it always has like just great energy. So of course we made it back, and luckily I can say that we are back in normal operation. It was definitely chaotic in the beginning, but honestly, we fixed it a lot quicker than I thought we would. I'm really hoping nothing like this ever happens again, because that was too much. I really feel bad for other flight attendants, because my experience, I would have to say, wasn't nearly as bad, but I know how bad it could have got. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you watched this whole thing, like, thank you, because this is super long. I really think this is one of the longest videos I ever posted. So I want to say thank you so much for just watching this. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you know when I post next. And don't forget to check out my social media. And while you're doing that, don't forget to use my code I'm_Moriah to get 10% off of your purchase for Irresistible Me wig. Thank you guys so much again for watching this video. I will see you guys next Saturday, hopefully with no other delays. And always remember, when you make a move, make sure it's for you. I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Catch me if I